Today we want to follow up and talk about an unexpected event that happened to us during Carnival, the annual celebration here on Madeira. It was a shock because we never thought something like that could happen on the beautiful island of Madeira.
Welcome to Track Us Down. If you're just finding us, I'm Monique.
And I'm Doug. On our channel, we talk about our experiences retiring early, moving abroad, and living a better second half of life.
It's 2 a.m. and we're sitting at the police station because my purse was stolen from Carnival. I let my guard down.
So it was a crazy 24 hours for us, actually a crazy week. We went to Bergamo, Italy for the week for Valentine's Day. And of course, our Ryanair flight coming back was delayed by 4 hours. We didn't get back until 2 in the morning. It was pouring rain. We got into the cab and I was fumbling for my keys. I left my brand new puffer jacket in the taxi cab, along with my long cherished Ray-Ban sunglasses that I got in 2012, but I still really like them. By the time I got a hold of the cab driver the next day, they were gone. That's a whole other event we're gonna talk about. But we had a quick sleep, got ready, because it was time for Carnival. Now, Carnival is something that hasn't happened on the island here for 2 years due to COVID. So this was gonna be a big celebration and we didn't wanna miss it.
We feel so safe here on Madeira, and we have talked about how there is so little crime. However, I do think that a large crowd that has many people from other places coming in is not exactly a fair description of crime on Madeira.
I think we've been a little bit naive. We were caught up in Portugal, Madeira, moving abroad. You know, we've said many times that Madeira is practically crime-free, and I stick to that. Crime rate here is so low. The level of any kind of violence is next to none. However, these type of things happen everywhere, and this is not about Portugal. This is not about Madeira. These type of things that happen to us happen absolutely everywhere. It was as much our fault as it was anybody else's because, like Monique said, we both let our guard down.
We're so excited to go to Carnival. We had grandstand seats. Our friends were nice enough to purchase a whole group of us tickets. So we were up there. We were about 10 rows up. I felt really secure up there. I had Doug on one side, a friend on the other side, and it was sort of bucket seats, and there was no one behind us. I hate wearing a crossbody purse. Sometime during the parade, as we were filming and laughing and watching this amazing Carnival, I took my purse off and I put it on the seat, and I kept kind of checking on it. That was my mistake. You shouldn't take off a purse in a large crowd. And then all of a sudden, I looked down one time to do a check and it was gone. That's when the panic happened. My purse was on the seat and I'm watching the parade. And what were you watching?
I was watching my beer. I had a large beer in a plastic cup and I was resting it on the railing beside me. And I thought I saw a couple shady characters hanging around, but I mean, I look at everybody like that. And I thought they were eyeballing my beer. So I was being very guarded with my beer and I thought, oh, I see you, I'm on to you. I didn't even think that Monique's purse was sitting on the seat behind us. It was so safe up there. We were high up. You would have to climb up the back of the grandstands and reach over to grab anything.
And that's exactly what they must have done. They must have climbed at the back of the grandstand, grabbed the purse. It was gone.
I was fiddling with my camera, trying to put my camera away. She hopped over the back and jumped about 15 feet down and was off running. I don't know where she was running.
I had no plan.
It was a good old-fashioned foot chase looking for something, I don't know, something suspicious. There was a couple that were there. They saw what happened. It was a couple of guys dressed all in black. They took off towards the darkness of the marina nearby. The chase was on.
The purse is gone. The wallet's gone. There wasn't really much in it. The value was really the purse. That was a Christmas gift, and the wallet. I had €1 that I keep in my wallet for grocery carts. So I'm sure the thieves were quite disappointed at my €1.
There was our house keys in there, our car key, Monique's residency card, her driver's license, and her favorite purse.
Other than that, we canceled my debit card and the license and the residency card. That can be replaced.
It could have been a lot worse. Luckily, the address on her ID, on her driver's license and her residency card was from our old address where we started out in our apartment. So there's no way of them tracing it back to where we live now and have to worry about a break into our house or our car missing. So that was good. But back to the drama. We ran. I didn't spill my beer. We checked the marina initially and some of the dark areas, but it was such a big crowd. There was nothing obvious. And then we did what we were supposed to do and we ran out to the local police, and we want to talk about that.
They were so helpful immediately. They actually called some, I guess, plainclothes police to come, and they took off with Doug searching.
They made a call on their radio, and a couple very well-dressed plainclothes officers with a neck scarf came over, and I guess there were several of them in the crowd. They took us for a walk. We started from the beginning, and you You look for the dark areas where they're going to go to. They're going to toss the purse, go through it. It was a search and recovery mission at that point. We were just looking to recover the purse and the identification. Unfortunately, after an hour of searching and talking with these guys who were pretty cool, it wasn't successful. They told us that there's actually organized groups that come from the mainland. They target events like the Flower Festival, like Carnival, because of the large crowds and the easy pickings, which we were this time, I guess. This type of thing happens everywhere. Again, it's not about Portugal, it's not about Madeira.
But as we think back on the incident and the purse is gone, everything else can be replaced. There's some tips we want to share about being in a large crowd because I let down my guard and in the end, that was my fault. The first tip is keep your positions obviously on you. I should have kept my crossbody bag on me instead of taking it off and feeling that false sense of security that it was right behind me. I much prefer a top handle purse. If you have any great recommendations for a crossbody bag, I would love to know them because that is the first thing I will take off at any point when I'm out. But you really can't do that in a large crowd. You should be keeping your belongings on you.
So another tip is always follow your instincts. Now, as far as letting their guard down, I admit I was more concerned in guarding my beer. I thought I was on to these guys. I was waiting for them to try and reach up and grab my beer and run. If you see someone or something that doesn't seem right, it just seems out of place, make sure you key on that. It's not always about the beer.
Another important tip that Doug was always prepared for was he had photographed all of our documents. So when my debit card was missing, my residency card, my driver's license, Doug had pictures front and back on his phone, and I had them on my phone of both of our cards. Now, when we went to the police station, that's the first thing they asked for, and we were lucky to have those. So that's a great tip.
And so what I do, I scan each document, whether it's a debit card, a credit card, a driver's license. I scan them all onto the Notes app. I make a heading called Portuguese Documents, and everything that we have that has an official number or might be an official document is scanned and located in our notes on our iPhone.
Canceling the debit card was quite easy because we had all the information. They said within 5 days they will have my new credit card at my house.
So she's back and able to spend, thank goodness.
I need a purse. The next tip for sure is to find the police obviously as quickly as possible. So in my little run to search for who knows who, I did see the police standing there, and going to them was the right thing to do immediately because they definitely sprang into action.
They were so friendly and so professional, right from the uniform officers, right through the plainclothes officers, and right to the officer who took our report. They came across as very caring right from the beginning and spent the time with us. There was definitely lots of police around, so it was easy to find somebody to go up to, and that's the right thing to do. Ideally, you wouldn't go running after someone or something you don't know who you're looking for. You have to think about if you did find them around a dark corner, what would you do?
Scream.
In my mind, I was ready to pummel them, as we say, and I think Monique was ready to pummel them if we found them. You know, you're acting on high emotion, you're angry, and you just can't believe that it happened to you. And that's some of the emotions that we went through, starting with shock.
Starting with shock, but in the end, I think the emotion was care. You know, in the end, it's a purse, and in the end, it's things. All those things can be replaced, and yes, there was money spent on them, but in the end, there are bigger problems in the world and more important things.
It could be floating on a slow path around the island and somebody in a boat might pick it up. And we want to thank not only our friends and our family who reached out to us about this event, but you as well. We've received so many comments and well wishes, and it makes us feel like we're part of a big community, and we really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you.
In reality, as we said, this crime happens absolutely everywhere. It's not about Madeira. We wanted to share our experience with you because if you're moving abroad or traveling abroad, it's a good idea to be prepared for these type of events. Trust in the local authorities and be prepared with some of the tips that we provided as far as being aware of your surroundings, somebody that seems out of place, and having backup photographs or notes of all your important documents. That made making a police report at the time so much easier. We didn't have to go and get anything and come back. We didn't have our passports with us or anything like that. We're locals. We don't carry our passports around with us.
I definitely did let my guard down and chose comfort over keeping my possessions safe.
And I chose beer over important material possessions. But we want to follow up on what we talked about at the very beginning, and that was our taxi cab incident. I left my favorite puffer jacket, my favorite sunglasses, and a Valentine's gift, a cashmere scarf from Bergamo, in the cab. And by the time we got a hold of the cab driver the next morning and he checked, it was gone. I was able to track him down because I paid him through the Wise app and it showed who I paid. I made some calls to some cab companies. They tracked down a friend who tracked down a friend because there are so many yellow van taxis here on Madeira. We were able to track him down He checked his band and it was gone. He did say that he had 2 other fares after us at 2 in the morning. I asked him if he could give us the address of where he dropped them off because they were hotels. I guess we were gonna go stake out the lobby and see if I saw somebody wearing my sunglasses and my jacket and my scarf. But instead, the next day I got a message from this cab driver. He had gone to these hotels, and one of the hotels, he saw the people that were in his cab. He remembered them, but they were more than happy to return those items, and he in turn returned them to us. He came to our place and dropped them off. We gave him a gift and a token of our appreciation, take his family out for dinner. We were so happy. That alone speaks to the friendliness and the kindness and the caring of the people here on Madeira. He went out of his way to find these items for us, and we just so appreciate it. So that was the happy ending. We could have lost a lot in that 24-hour period. Our guard was down, we were tired, we were still caught up in Italian romance. We're happy, we're healthy, we had a great time at Carnival, and this was a life experience. It was as much our fault as anybody else's, and we learned a lot, and we hope that you do too.
Madeira Island has so many festivals, Carnival being one, the Flower Festival, and our all-time favorite, the Medieval Festival in Machiko, which we can't wait to attend again, and I'll definitely be wearing a crossbody. Thank you for joining us here on Track Us Down. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with us. If you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time, and as always,
Track us down.